So, this is going to be a very short one because Kamen Rider G is a 20-minute special, so there's not really a lot of meat to get into for this one. Kamen Rider G was created to be the 50th anniversary special for TV Asahi, the network that Kamen Rider airs on, as well as the Superhero Time block. It's also a promo piece for Kamen Rider Decade. Is it necessary viewing? Really, it's not, but it's a fun watch, and that's why I want to talk about it. So, let's talk about the plot, shall we? In the year 2009, an anti-terrorist group known as SHADE is formed, but after finding out that they've committed some human rights violations, the Japanese government condemns and arrests their leader. At that time, at the TV Asahi building, because of course, rogue members of SHADE interrupt the filming of a show about wine and kidnap the host, and everyone else in the building as well. The host, one Eri Hinata, recognizes one of the SHADE members as Goro, her former fiancé who disappeared 3 years ago. However, he's obviously under some form of mind control or whatever, and after a talk from Eri and drinking some of the wine, as him and Eri drinking wine have some special memories together, he regains his memories and uses the enhancements that were given to him by SHADE to fight against them and save Eri. So it's a pretty standard synopsis, especially for Kamen Rider. It's a pretty easy story to tell and a massive homage to OG Kamen Rider, with the whole shady group, human experimentation, a modified hero fighting against who he was originally programmed to fight for. It's pretty good, in all honesty. Pretty standard Kamen Rider stuff. Considering that this came out after the official remake of the OG Kamen Rider stuff with the movie Kamen Rider the First, it does make sense that they would want to do a double homage to the OG writers, especially considering the fact that they were doing Decade that same year, and Decade would be a giant matchup or a giant homage to Kamen Rider in general. So again, all this makes sense. And hell, Decade shows up in this special at the end of it. So, yeah, this is a pretty good little special. Not all that much to it, but doesn't really need to be. It's a fun ride, and I guess it's so short that there's not really much to talk about. Like I said earlier, this is going to be a quick one because there's not a lot to talk about with G. The special's good. It serves as a clear homage to OG Kamen Rider, and the whole wine theming behind it is served well. My biggest complaint of this special is that it's so short. I would honestly have loved if they made this a full hour, or had done a full web series or V-Cinema about Goro and Kamen Rider G as a whole. There's story potential here, even if they are reusing suits and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm disappointed because they really haven't done anything with G or his concept. I don't even know if they've released his driver or anything as a premium Bandai toy or something. I might look that up later. But as of the recording, I don't know. And also, the G suit's way too cool and way too good of a suit to be used only once and then locked back up in storage or wherever they keep the suits when they're not using them. Hopefully they didn't recycle it. I mean, I know it came back for a cameo at least 10 years after this special premiered, but after that cameo, where's the suit now? Hopefully it hasn't been destroyed to be repurposed for another suit, but I honestly don't know. Sadly, this is all we have of G, and while it's cool, it leaves the door open too well and what leaves me wanting, which I guess is a good thing. Because at least I'm wanting more good quality G and not left disappointed about what we got. So yeah, if you're wondering why I decided to do this and not just shove it on with Decade like a lot of people do, it's because I want to get my thoughts a bit more centralized for Decade. Decade's a really important series, and so I feel like I have to put more thought into it than anything else. So, unlike Keith, I have a lot to say about Decade, and I just wanted to get my thoughts a bit more centralized. So, when I eventually do Decade, I wanted to make it special. So I decided to do G in the meantime. So, if you haven't seen G or haven't known about G, I recommend it. Go take a look at it. It's a fun ride, and I'll see all of you guys next time.